friends, welcome to Dhaka Secondary School, North Karachi campus, and today you are watching class 9 English literature class, and these slides are prepared by Sir Farhan, language teacher of Dhaka Secondary School. So students, this is our first week of August syllabus class, and I am going to explain the chapter first, the last sermon of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. Okay students, so I will explain the chapter with the help of main points, and now you are watching main points of the chapter, the last sermon of the Holy Prophet, so that you can get the whole idea about the chapter. Okay, so here comes first point, birth and early life. So our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, was born in 571 AD at Makkah in Saudi Arabia. He belonged to the respected family of Quraysh, and in those times Quraysh used to worship idols and did not believe in one God. So our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, asked them not to worship their false god and worship only one God, that is true God. But after listening this, they became fierce and got angry with our Holy Prophet, and they refused to accept Islam and became the worst enemy of our Holy Prophet. When they tease a lot and put troubles on way of our Holy Prophet in the spreading of Islam, so our Holy Prophet, from the message of God, from the order of God, our Holy Prophet moved from Makkah to Medina with his beloved friend Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq Radhiyallahu Anhu. So this journey, when he migrated from Makkah to Medina, is known in history as Hijrah. Okay, and it took place in 622 AD. So when our Holy Prophet went to Medina, he found four groups there, four big groups there, and first group is Muslims of Medina who were already lived there, and Muslims of Makkah who migrated from Makkah. The second group is hypocrites. Hypocrites are those people who from mouth say that they believe in Allah, but from their inside they don't believe in Allah. Okay, they are called hypocrites. So second big group is hypocrites. Third big group is of pagans. Pagans are Aus and Khazraj. Who are they? They had many idols whom they believed. And the fourth and the last one is Jews. Okay, who are the followers of Moses. Okay, so these four groups were living in Medina when our Holy Prophet went there. Then our Holy Prophet called all the elders of these four groups and become the leader, and he made a constitution in Medina. And the main point of that constitution, that they want to save Medina and the people of Medina, and in order to save Medina, he made a constitution that is called what? Charter of Medina. And in that charter he made that charter that so that he or other people can save Medina if anyone attacks outside from it. Then at 10th year of Hijrah, when our Holy Prophet passed his 10th year in Medina, he went to Makkah again, okay, in order to perform Hajj. His first and last Hajj of his life, he after passing 10 years, he went to Makkah, and he first of all he climbed to the Runa valley of Mount Arafat, and he gave sermon there, his last sermon. And in this last sermon, he pointed out all the important points of his life, of Islam, and here comes the points over which our Holy Prophet emphasized a lot. So first of all, He said that, "O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall ever be amongst you again." Then he started and said, "O people, regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one, so that no one may hurt you." It means that he wanted to say that don't try to hurt others. If you hurt others, definitely others will hurt you. So don't need to hurt others, and don't follow Satan. Be aware of Satan. Okay, don't follow Satan. Then he said that be careful about the rights of men and women, especially women. Don't do hurts them. Okay, if you have right over them, they also have rights over you. Okay. Then he said that all the Muslims are brothers of each other, and we all are the son of Hazrat Adam, and Hazrat Adam was created from dust. So we all are equal. All Muslims are equal and brother to each other. Then he further said Arab and non-Arab status. He It means that no Arab is superior to a non-Arab, and nor a white man or is better than a black man. All are equal in the eyes of God, and in the eyes of God, that person is superior who has God fear. Okay, who has fear of God in doing wrong things. Okay, and he crushed all the false claims which fall all the false claims under his feet, which claims to the greatness and superiority find on blood or will. And in the last, he also said that all Muslims are brother, and we should make we should strengthen our brotherhood by making unity. And in the last, our prophet conveying the message that if the Muslims follow these messages, the result will be fair and equitable society in which there will be honesty, justice, and meritocracy will be the guiding principles. I hope, students, you understand it. Thank you so much.